So, welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I'm Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me we have some more RPG horror stories. This is completely unrelated to the RPG horror stories, but in my Final Fantasy XIV D&D sessions, I'm putting together a second group of players for two reasons. One, it gives me a chance to play with some friends from Australia, which is really cool. And two, I just want to have more players have fun with it. That's really it. The idea of playing with my friends is already a win enough for me because I want to be able to just play more games with my friends, but it also gives me so much joy seeing people enjoy the stuff that I put together, the stories that I put together, or the maps or the battles and stuff. The only problem is a lot of the players are from Australia, so I'm gonna be waking up early as hell to play those games. But you know what? That doesn't sound so bad. Waking up at 8 in the morning sucks, but waking up at 8 in the morning to play some D&D, hell yeah, I'm totally down for that. Anyway, let's get to the first RPG horror story for today. My character is going to be a racist. I DM for a regular game, but had not played 5e for a couple of years. One of my players invited me to join a game a friend of his was DMing. DM was new, and I don't hold him too responsible for this incident, except for perhaps not having a session 0. Probably should have had a session 0, but let's keep going. One of the players was playing a tiefling. Another decided to be an ASMR that was a racist against tieflings. Interesting start. During the session 1, I stepped out for a brief phone call, and when I returned, the racist has attacked the tiefling in-game. I wasn't there for it, so I decided to give it one more session. Where's the DM at the wheel? Hello? DM? Are you awake? DM? DM's asleep. Sorry guys, we're gonna have to continue this later. DM just passed out on the table. The player I knew was out sick, so we were a man short. Anyway, the problem player decided to up the ante and double down and be even more antagonistic to the tiefling in the party. So I thanked the DM and left. Don't plan on going back. Good. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I think that's a-okay. If you don't want to play this sort of game, nothing is holding you from leaving. And sometimes it's a good thing to just know when things aren't going well and just step away. No D&D is better than bad D&D, and your time is much better spent doing other things, such as looking for another game group, than playing in bad D&D. One of my best friends is an active detriment to the game, no matter what position they're in. This isn't a horrible tale about a racist player enacting PvP or anything extreme like that. Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. I did not choose the stories back to back because of this post, but like, that's actually funny. How did it know we gotta talk about a racist player? More of a consistent issue that's been intruding on almost every game I've played for about past 2 years. He was my first DM, so I didn't really have any comparison to make, but I will say, my entire first session being a combat encounter where I got 2 total turns due to character count was not exactly a good omen. I'm extremely proud of the character I made for that game, and I've usually been able to give him some fantastic development, but it almost feels like I had to fight against the railroading to do so. With the DM's at the time girlfriend taking a lot of attention away from the group, and after he broke up with her, he replaced her with a DMPC to pair back up with the DMPC he already had, who also soaked up lots of spotlight. I probably would have quit the campaign by now if it wasn't one of the only activities I had with my long-distance friends. But alongside the campaign, my other friends have taken jabs at DMing, including me. Well, that sounds like a DM that clearly wants to focus on the DMPCs or people. You know, actually, I know somebody that's exactly like this DM, and that's hilarious. Even up to the whole girlfriend thing, anytime there was some sort of like a spouse or relationship partner or anything like that they had, that player character got the brunt of everything, like in the know for any sort of story narrative spotlight. And it's just, I feel with these stories, dude. I feel with these stories lately, and I don't like it. Reading RPG horror stories have got me very self-aware of the situation that I was in, and especially when it came to crab DMs being crab DMs. A lot of the situations I was in, they were just not okay. I mean, I'm better for it because I understand the situation now and I'm more aware of red flags, but like, oh, I just have this weird taste in my mouth. It's like, why would I spend so much time on it? Ugh. Anyway, I'll probably talk about it later on in videos and stuff, like make a whole video explaining my point of view and my experiences, but let's get to this player's experience about what's going on here right now. Having an entire campaign be basically a hold off to the DM with a spouse or the DMPCs taking the spotlight and hogging the spotlight is a problem, and I recommend highly for somebody else to take jabs in DMing and just not do what the DM is doing, or potentially maybe get everybody together and have a proper sit down and talk to the DM saying, hey, I know your DMPCs are really super cool, epic and everything, but we want to be part of the spotlight too as players and stuff. We want to try things out and see how things go. If it's a friend group, then it should be a problem for y'all to talk it out as friends. Shouldn't be a problem, at least I don't think it is. And every single time, consistently, this friend would hog the spotlight and refuse to let everyone really get a word in, steamrolling through the story to power up and get his personal arc done. And my friends all just let him do it, in spite of a complaint being made every once in a while. Most recently, we started a Hunter the Gathering game set in a video game universe we all love. Tons of fun. And for a change, this friend couldn't make it. I'm almost ashamed to say it, but I was actually very excited. My character was finally able to start building a solid dynamic with my friends much more quickly. This campaign was looking to be tons of fun. But last night, after offering to spectate on the game, he joined the party by surprise, and my heart sank. You know what this means? Y'all need to have like a sit down and a talk and get together and talk this out. Because if it is a group of friends, it shouldn't be a problem for y'all to voice your concerns and criticism. Let the one friend know that's hogging the spotlight, and anybody else that's enabling him to stop hogging the spotlight. Let everybody be hogging the spotlight equally, I guess you could say. Is that the thing I want to say? Yeah, it sounds like the thing I want to say. You know, I'm sticking with that. Hog the spotlight equally. Let's continue. He immediately got up to his old behavior, monologuing and hogging the spotlight, even interrupting a really vulnerable moment for my partner, where they were thanking the group for helping her get through a tough time, immediately cutting them off to talk about his character. I've been left extremely frustrated, to say the least, but I don't want to cause issues because, things aside, he's still one of my best friends. Luckily, my partner cousin is doing a Pathfinder campaign, and that's been going far better. Playing other games is fine and all, but that's not gonna be an ultimate solution. If it's a friend that's fine outside of TTRPGs, but just kind of crappy in TTRPGs, then it shouldn't be a problem just having them be stepped aside and tell them that they've been doing something that have been kind of aggravating. Pretend like you were the problem. How would you want people to approach it? Would you want them to just talk behind your back, just never approach it whatsoever, make snarky comments, or just make a few complaints here and there without addressing the issue? No. If I was a problem, I'd want people to tell me directly and let me know what I've done that was wrong and maybe how we can continue going forward. Your friend will probably want the same. I mean, it's your friend. If they're fine outside of TTRPGs but also have these characteristics in TTRPGs where they do some extreme monologuing and hugging spotlight, talk to them. If that doesn't happen, well, talk to the rest of your friends, see how they feel. Maybe y'all can have like a group thing where you can like all tell them, hey man, you kind of been hogging the spotlight. I would like to be in the spotlight too every now and then. Talk it out. I believe in you. I mean, if at the end of the day, the problem is the problem player and nothing changes, well, simply stick to playing the Pathfinder game or play with games where the guy's not gonna be included or something. I don't know. I don't want you to end the friendship because of that. You don't have to end the friendship. Just some friends are just not really fun to play TTRPGs with. And that's just a matter of fact. Congrats! You're gonna have twins! Not safe for work mentions SA and R. Figured I'd share this here because I completely forgot about this until someone dredged up my old post by suggesting it goes here, because it's a doozy of a story. This is my original story from RDND, but it is edited to add clarifying details and correct grammar errors. This story is adult in nature. It mentions 18+ scenes, impossible scenarios, and 2 uncomfortable players being railroaded into DM's ERP fantasy despite Session 0 rule. I've never heard of somebody being railroaded into ERP, but that's gotta be interesting. Let's keep reading. So 2 months ago, we did a campaign. Me, Melindsay, Goliath Barbarian, and my friend Lucille, Elf Druid, this comes into play later, we're traveling with our companions, and my friend wild ship into a Kivuli, my Displacer Beast. Yes, I know Displacer Beasts are super hard to tame, but I tied into my backstory well, and the game was a 5e homebrew, so the DM cut some slack. Right after she shifted, the DM announced that I and her would have to roll wisdom saving throws. I was rolling for my Displacer Beast, and my friend was rolling for herself. Well, she rolled horribly, got a 6, and the DM said she was hypnotized by pheromones. Huh? Okay, not weird, animals are drawn to some scents and stuff, plus we had no clue where the DM was going with this, so we went along with it, and Lucille entered this hole in the ground after following the pheromone trail. The DM said the tunnel was 2 feet tall, so for me to go in, I basically have to army crawl, which I did to get into the tunnel because I wanted to see what the heck Lucille was following, because we knew it wasn't magic because Lucille can't be charmed. We get out of the tunnel into a cave the DM says is 5 feet tall, 8 feet wide, so I can't stand up and fail my dexterity roll 4 to maneuver myself, so basically he had me trapped in the tunnel since I failed my roll. Well, we realized the scent is coming from a dire wolf. Try to roll dex again to see if maybe I could worm my way to like a sideways position, so with some effort I could use my bow. Got a 15, but the DM said it still failed. So I watch helplessly as Lucille and his direwolf circle each other. DM asks for another wisdom saving throw and Lucille fails it again. Well then he has the direwolf lunge at Lucille and mate with her, for lack of better terms. And the DM says the direwolf jumping on her knocked her out, so she was unconscious while the deed was done. Oh my god. Is this like... what is this for? DM, what is this for? Does this have some sort of like a story relevance, or is it just for your sick kinks or something? Gross. I forgot to add an original post that Lucille asked what the wolf rolled to do all that to her, and apparently a natural 20 with advantage, since pheromones hypnotized Lucille into basically just letting the wolf have his way. Of course the wolf has natural 20 and advantage, because of course they do. Why not? Why wouldn't they do that? Isn't Lucille like a displacer beast? Like, yeah, wait, hold on, let's wait 1 second. The story is here, but I'm gonna read to the book, because according to this, the friend wild shipped into Kivuli, Lucille wild shipped into Kivuli, the displacer beast that was tamed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that direwolf and displacer beast are completely different species, so it wouldn't really make sense for direwolf to be able to give off pheromones strong enough for a displacer beast, unless that's the thing with displacer beast. I have no idea. What is this weird direwolf mating coming from? I have no clue. And why is it relevant to do it to the players? Well, to keep the story short, the DM had a roll at D100 and she got a 90. He said that was her fertility rate. Huh? And that she was now impregnated by the wolf. He needed some dice rolls and announced she would have twins in about 2 months. Huh? We did kill the direwolf, but we cut the campaign off after that much, to the DM's anger, because me and my friend were pissed and said session 0 that we didn't want sex, struggle, snuggle, abuse, or etc. in the campaign. I have more horror stories about this DM if anyone wants to hear, but that's because I'm new to D&D, and at the time, I hadn't heard the mantra, no D&D is better than bad D&D. You post any, I would love to read them, but man, what the hell? Why? Of all things, the DM decides, hey, my players are having a good time, let's go ahead and ruin it by Animal Struggle Snuggle to the one Druid player. It's weird when you force your player character that's a Druid that's shapeshifted into forced mating with another wild animal. I get Baldur's Gate is trying to do the whole mating with a bear thing, but just don't. Most players just want to shapeshift for mechanical reasons, not to mate with your direwolf DMPC. Is a direwolf technically a DMPC in this situation? They're rolling like what, natural 20s on pheromone rolls, because of course they do. Basically a DMPC. I kind of wonder why the DM specifically targeted the Druid player though, unless they were like had like a furry thing. And why banged in this way? Why not introduce some sort of like a DMPC that tries to flirt with Lucille, you know, in human form, in regular humanoid form, and then maybe something goes with that. Why does it have to be animal banging? It's just strange, man. It's just strange to me. I just don't understand the rhyme or reason behind any of this. And with that, that's gonna be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales Tomorrow. Bye-bye.